G'day and welcome to Inforunners. I'm a hairy yeti that needs to shave, and this is Algared. How you doing?
And I'm still an old man.
Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
really need to get rid of the shaving. I've
you
been
you
out.
do you do. Uh,
Yeah.
a yowie, not a
Yes.
yeti. You're a
Yowie.
yowie.
Yes.
If
A
you're not
yowie.
Australian, look it up.
All right, so we're going to be doing a data dump today. We figured there's lots of little tidbits, but we couldn't find anything really meaty. And I guess if you've been watching our stuff for the last couple of weeks, there really hasn't been a lot. And we've been releasing quite a few Fix My Fleets, so we thought it was about time to spice it up a little bit.
February, the new dry month.
Yes. So we'll kick it right off then, Algrid, with number one. So you go right ahead, straight off the bat.
So, yeah, first one we thought was to mention the Reliant core upgrade. So a few weeks in February, CIG announced that they were giving the Reliant an upgrade. The biggest pass on that was really to the core, which got an extra dual cannon.
By default,
dual twin mount by default.
It could actually have a second one. It just comes by default, yeah.
Yeah, and that made it have as much laser firepower as an Aurora LN,
which is great. Which is really
which
good.
is great.
It
But
needed
the other,
it.
it did. But the other thing that was, I think, slipped through the radar a bit for a lot of people was the two size 3 missile mounts that were added to all of the Reliant range.
Yep, which it also needed. Let's be honest.
And it did need the missile upgrade, but that, if I remember correctly, that means you could, if you so desired, have 8 size 1 missiles. You can't put size 1 missiles on an Aurora.
Yep.
Because the mounts are a default. You can't shrink the size 4 mount to have 8. So that makes it really competitive against the Aurora in that regard,
especially its price. Yes.
Especially at its price. And the other thing was they also gave it a health boost. So they increased the health of certain components in certain areas to strengthen the wings because they were too weak.
Mm-hmm.
And so that actually was fairly good and fairly looked forward to improvement. So that was the first one. So yeah.
I think the other one pretty much leads straight on for that is it seems to be now that the Avenger is a permanent starter pack. It's been there since the anniversary sale from my regard, and it now seems like it's going to stay there, which is really good because that's where it needs to be. It's one of the most, well, it's our usually most recommended thing that people pick up.
CIG, listen to us. CIG, listen to us.
About time.
But in fairness, I actually think lots of people have been saying to CIG, yes, why isn't the Avenger a starter ship? Because it is the best all-round starter ship. So,
so just quickly for people then, what are the packs that we would recommend to people, Algrid?
I think there are only two main packs.
Four starter packs, I should clarify.
Yeah. So, if the people who are only looking to have, a starter pack, there are two really good value packs, which are the Avenger Titan pack, which is $71.50. That seems a lot, and yeah, it is, but it's the same price you pay for a AAA game these days. So fair. Reason for that is it's got really good armament. It's got good missile loadout. It's got all the mod cons. It's got 8 units of cargo. It's a great ship. And the second one, what would that be? I'll let you.
Well, I assume you were going to talk about the other Avenger pack that actually came with both games. So you get Squadron 42 and the.
Well, I wasn't sure whether you could get both games with the Avenger pack.
I believe there's a more expensive one that you can get, and I can't remember the price on it, but we'll have to look into that. But the other ship, I guess, if I was talking just ships, would probably for me, it'd probably be the C8.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the better starters now, but then I also question that being only $5 more for the Avenger. So you can pick which one you want, but for $5, I think if you had a friend, then maybe the C8. But if you don't have any friends or your friends have other ships, then the Avenger.
Then pay $5 and get that. The only other packs that I would consider is the more expensive $71.50 Mustang and Aurora pack. Yep. And the only reason I think that is because those two packs come with both Squadron 42 and the Star Citizen download, and I'm not sure whether if you buy the pack, you can still get the add-on.
At the
if it
anniversary
doesn't have it.
sale and Christmas, there was an Avenger version of that pack, but I do believe now it's been rolled back. But don't quote me on that. Have a look for yourselves. If it's not there, you can go, oh, silly old Execute. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm pretty sure it was there during Christmas and anniversary. They may have removed it.
And I'm not sure whether if you bought the the regular Avenger pack, whether you'd get the option to add a Squadron 42 onto it.
So a little bit of sad news today. One of our most recommended packs, the Yui Explorer pack for those that have Concierge, has finally shot up in price. It's taken about way too long, almost 18 months to jump in price. It's gone from about $695 US to $1,000 US. So that shows you that you were saving an additional $400 on about the $200 you were saving. So literally almost a $600 saving, which is crazy.
And usually, the packs over $1,000 get LTI anyway. But this was one of the few packs that actually well below $1,000 that every ship still had LTI. So they've jacked up the price. The savings have gone up, have just disappeared. And
well, it's
no real big bonus.
It's in line with every other package, so you still save a couple of $100, but now you're really picking your packages based on the ships that you want in the pack, or what you want to upgrade to, rather than based on the ship itself. So the advantage of this one was that it had lots of small little ships, and you could LTI token up to anything,
and you weren't really losing any value because you got the package.
The only real ship you needed that you must have wanted was the carrick.
Yeah, if you wanted to cut your fleet.
Yeah, everything else you can upgrade.
Absolutely. 100% agree with that.
But we can't recommend that anymore, so sorry. And one of the last people I know that got one was Paul, Astro Pub. He literally, straight after we recorded the episode with I think it was me and Sia that did that one, or was it me and you? I can't remember.
It wasn't me. It was you and Sia.
It was Dyson. It's Dyson. That's what it was.
And you did Fix My Fleet.
Yeah, so we did a Fix My Fleet, and literally straight after we were recording, like literally within 2 minutes, he'd melted his Caterpillar and a bunch of other stuff.
He had all these ships, and you guys said, "Why don't you get this pack and go melt this to this?" And he went, "Oh crap!"
He didn't. No, he you could see it on his face, like, "Oh, we got through to him."
You saw the penny drop.
Click, yeah. So straight after it happened, he just talked to us again, reconfirmed, and then boom, did it like on a spot. It was a no-brainer, and I bet you now it's gone up. I'm interested to talk to him because I haven't talked to him since then. I bet you he's gonna. Well, I'm so glad I did that. I probably saved like $600. So so going back to the carrick. The other interesting thing that I know you and I both want to talk about, especially I've got it, and I know you're having trouble picking it up, is the carrick $25 skin. And you're having some kind of weird error that's stopping you at the moment.
I am having a weird error. I've tossed off to a ticket to Concierge, but $25 for a skin. It's probably, as you were saying earlier, it's probably the skin that's taken them the least work.
Yeah. From an artistic perspective, I was talking to Algared how easy this was to do. Skins are usually already cut up into sections via UE map anyway. It literally looks like they've just taken 1 or 2 sections and just infilled it with white. This is literally, if you look at the skin system and how they've painted other ships in the past, this is probably the most lazy skin I've ever seen them do. And I mean it, like, there's no... you correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no additional decals that I can see, unless I'm blind and I'm missing them. There is no anything. It's literally just one panel from the default has gone probably a little bit darker, so you've gone a bit black, and then the other one's gone white, and that's it. There's no special Agavacy logo or anything like that. There's no Yui Explorer logo, or what is it called, the Expedition? Why is there no
ICC logo on it? Nothing.
Nothing. And it really should have that, as should the Pisces. Now, they charged a premium for the Pisces upgrade, and the Pisces came with 2 level 1 extra gun hardpoints. Let's be honest, that's pretty sad. This came with nothing. And me and Algared were talking about this before the show. Hang on. Me and Algared were talking before the show, and we really think, whether it's you own both, or even for the price of this, we also think it should come with a rover skin, because it belongs in this vehicle, and it's the only thing that doesn't have it now.
And so that you got an unmatching set. So and the rover. Where's my rover?
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, so everything else got a skin. The fact that this is such a measly skin for $25. One of the things I don't like about skins is when they do really cheap efforts on skins, and then they charge a really high premium. And I talk about any game. Like, if you want a discussion on skins, we could do that as an entire episode on how they work and how literally what a good skin is compared to a bad skin, and actually show you the monetary value difference. If you would like to see that, leave a comment below and we'll see what we can do. And I can probably pull up some footage of other games and show you where to best spend your money when it comes to skins. Right. Sia and I, it would have been December now, we did a massive leak on 3.8 regarding an Idris coming into the game. And it now looks like that might be going ahead. We've heard reports this week that the Idris is coming in 3.9. So finally, it looks like we'll be getting those missions from the Xeno threat, etc. And finally, Port Alisar might be going the way of the Dodo.
Although I still think if the plan is for Alisar to go, it'll be at the end of 3.9, just before they go into 4. But that's just my...
Realistically, I don't think it'll go. I think it'll probably be damaged and upgraded, because we know from other space stations in the system, they do already have those rings for the other systems. It would just be a matter of using that system to make it look fairly similar to Olisar. So probably instead of having the 4 unique landing pad sections now, it may even still have them. I think it'll just be an upgrade, a damage and an upgrade. So like a switcheroo, you know. That's what I'm expecting now. I'm not expecting it to be destroyed, just upgraded or changed. What
I could see for an upgrade would be enlarging those central centers. Instead of having 4 individual shopping centers and 4 individual, at least having corridors which link them. Agreed. So you could actually get from A to D to... and that would also make it easier when you're trying to meet up with friends.
Not to mention...
Oh, what straight you on?
not to mention also optimized, because you not having 4 sets of shops in one small space. So
yeah. So you can actually have 12 different shops instead of 4 of the same shop. Yeah. And it also means you've got, even the others have the same number of HABs. So it would just, it would just optimize it. That's probably the key word there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, what's the last bit of news we got, Algared? Because this is still a pretty big one, this last one.
Yeah, the Origin sneak peek. If you were a concierge member, you'd have got a little mail, and...
I'll flick over to it, because I've got it set up here. Hang on. Just for a second. For us to look at.
So in the concierge letter, they were telling us, hey, you've got Bacaric and other stuff, but down the bottom, there was this little sneak peek of looks like the entrance to an 890 jump. And a little bit of tidbit there is that apparently Origin have been in talks with the ICC. That's the Interstellar Cartography Division, the mob who do all the exploration. So does this mean we have a new Origin Explorer ship? Something to compete with the Carrick's outlandish Origin paintwork.
So a few of the other things we've heard as well is it could be the 600i rework, because that's also a big explorer. Is it a new ship coming from concept? Because we haven't got our first concept ship yet, and it comes by February. I'm wondering if that's a trend, like we're getting less concepts and more flight-ready ships. It would be possible to do an Origin flight-ready ship, because we've seen the 600 and we've seen the 890 jump out now. Most of the Origin lineup, if not all of it, is almost complete, except for probably the X1. Is this the only one I can think of? Oh, and the 100i, obviously. That's not done either.
Yep. The other one I could think of as an alternative is a full-on 890 jump Explorer variant, which fits with that sneak peek as well.
Yeah. So anything is possible. It is very much... With some of these sneak peeks, it's just, it's Origin, that's about all we can tell you. We can't tell you what it's going to be or where it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some rampant speculation. I do think you have to take the ICC thing into account, the cartography thing, so I think it's very much, whatever it is, it's Explorer/mapping based in that theme.
So how would you see a 890 jump, for example, being converted into a cartography-based Explorer?
It'll work, but
first thing I thought of, some of those luxury suites that get turned into science station or
Yeah.
science lab or the cartography station, because that's almost the first thing that jumps to my mind.
It'll be interesting now if something like that came out just after the Carrack's released, just to make everyone that just got a Carrack really pissed off. It's like, bigger, better. No!
CIG.
Yeah, and they've done stuff like that in the past, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me. But like again, rampant speculation on that because it could really be anything. I think the main three takeaways it's something Origin, it's something Explorer based, and
it's tied in with the ICC.
Yeah, and it could be a new concept. It could be anything. Like it's too random. I wish they were a little bit less vague with some of their sneak peeks, or at least a little bit more steerage to what it could be. But we are overdue for a concept, so I wouldn't be surprised. And traditionally, we do tend to see those concepts as sneak peeks in the concierge. And you can go back and there's literally like 8 or 9 of them. So I'm leaning more towards some kind of concept or new ship. That's where I'm going to go. What about yourself?
I'm just thinking back to when they brought out the Constellation line. We had the Constellation. There was no name for the Constellation, and all of a sudden we had the Constellation Andromeda, the Constellation Taurus, the Constellation Phoenix, the Constellation. So I wonder whether they're going to do that with the 890. And then the question is, how's that going to affect the price?
Yep.
Is that going to actually would that be the first Origin ship that was suddenly actually more affordable in terms of the price you're paying and what you're getting?
Yep.
Or would the price just skyrocket to match?
It's a wait and see.
Being Origin, and I'd rather cheekily say, and considering the Carrack highway robbery $25 skin, I'd go the latter.
Yeah, it's starting to become a very expensive game, isn't it? It's funny how the more desperate what I mean by that, the more desperate they get for cash, the more they ask, but the less we want to pay. I think we're coming to a crossroads here. I'll leave it at that.
I think it's some of those reasons as why we want to pay less is a lot of us are tapped out. It's not that we don't want to.
I used to get it for X, and now I'm being asked to pay Y. So
but even more than that, it's like I want to support the game, and I have supported the game, but I'm now at the point where I've reached the limit. I can really support the game, and it's not that I'm angry. It's not that I'm cheesed off. It's not that I'm upset or anything like that. It's just
the counter.
There's got to be they got that. I've got to have a limit.
Yeah, you always get the counter argument though, but we had the biggest funding every year on year. But the thing that people forget is more and more people every year are coming into the game, so they're actually relying on those new people to keep buying ships. But the problem is not only have we tapped out our friends and tapping out all our resources, they had a $45 million kind of loan. I know it's not that, but you get what I'm trying to say, just to get us across the finish line. I think there's an episode in there. We might do some kind of follow up. But let us know what you think in the comments about the things we've talked about today. So the Reliant upgrade, the Avenger now being a starter pack, the Yui Explorer pack no longer being a pack that we can recommend, $25 highway robbery for the Carrack skin, and the idea we had about actually adding a skin for the rover to if you own both the C8 one and that. The Idris in 3.9, finally. Let us know your thoughts on that. Are you eager to try out an Idris? Do you think we're going to be able to get a board? I'm a bit on that. I don't think we're going to be able to get a board, but what do you think, Algared?
No, I think it'll be a matter of just blowing it up.
Yeah.
Being blown up or blowing it up.
Yeah. And what's your thoughts on the Origin sneak peek? Do you reckon it's a concept ship like we've seen in the past, or do you reckon it's something completely different? Let us know your thoughts below. All right, Algared, I'm going to let you sign us off today.
Please, if you like what we do, hit that bell, hit that and subscribe. Also, go in and get the notifications for everything. If you like, join us on Discord. We have some good chats on Discord. Leave comments in below. We do read them. We do answer them. Please be respectful. And if you're also wanting to support us, we do have a Patreon, and we'd love to have support. It does help us upgrade bits and pieces as we're going. So yeah,
you did really well there. I threw you under the bus, and you did really. Oh, you did really well. All right, we'll catch
And
you
on
guys
that,
next time.
I'm Algared. That's Execute, and we're out of here. Take care.
See you guys. Got you good there.
Bastard.